Alright, Thor's Axe made a jig for centering the hole, drilling these the wads for the screw for these slugs. So I decided, yeah, good idea. And then I ran into a little issue. And it took me a couple times to figure out what he probably did. Now, use a spent primer, and that pretty well centers your drill bit. The problem is, as soon as it penetrates, it hits the anvil, deflects, and elongates the hole, and is useless. So what I had to do was, took a pair of vice grips, clamped it in on the edge of my my grinder wheel. Come on, focus. I just ground probably basically the curve here till I can see some separation, and pry out the front and get the anvil out and then drill it, and that worked well. But yeah, it took me a couple times before I realized, oh, anvil, yeah. All right, then took a hull. I used my 1 7/8 trimmer I made, and there's a reason I went with this length. And the reason is, if you like to put them in, line everything up when you run the screw in, that driving band is just inside. So, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, now, I know there's more to this. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Now, I had some FS12 sitting around, Gualandi. They sit on there really nice, perfect, and I'm like, yeah. So, I assumed that the original brush wads would be the same, because when you look on the Svarog site, they show them with the green version, which are 2 millimeters longer. Thing is, it doesn't sit in there nice. And I finally figured out why. Oops. Get this to focus a little better, maybe. Nope, that's not better. Alright, they're just about the same. FS12 a little shorter. When you look inside, look at that lip. It's taller. And I'm thinking that actually the centerpiece in the FS12 is what's taller and fills this up a little bit. So trim that down and it will sit flat. It's the easiest way I've found to do this. Just take your knife and go around it. Now it'll sit nice. So, yeah. Here we go. Number 4 by 5/8. Found, had to go online and order them shipped to store, Home Depot, and it came to like 18 bucks plus tax for 1,000 of them. So I should be set for a little while. There you go. Yeah, so it's not hard. It's just finding that there's little issues. All right, well, I'll leave you with that, and have a good day. God bless. See you. They say, Psycho, that's all well and good. What if I don't need all this? Well, got you covered. I took the original one I made. Yikes. Never fails. From a virgin hull, cut it down to the brass. Now, one of the things about real hulls is they've got that raised lip. So, it won't go down all the way. It really won't go down like that, I think. See, that far. So that is that far in. So a Shadid or another straight wall hull without that lip, you get down, you know, real close. But, you know, is what it is. And now the brush wads on one side has a little indentation in the center, the other doesn't, so you can freehand this really using that. But this works pretty well. It's just easier to hold it all tight without it, you know, moving away. So you know, sticking your finger in there, doing the OG finger wiggle. And I like to drill them before I cut them, before I trim this lip, because, you know, if I trim it first and then drill the wrong end, I've wasted a wad. So, you know, just makes sense. Here. And we're done. Time. Really doesn't take too long. Now, you know, I chamfered the, you know, the lip of that. This one's too shallow. Rounded file, rat tail, or, you know, just doing that. It just helps things go in easier. But I figured I would throw that in because pretty much just thought of that not too long ago. You know, instead of doing all this, you know, playing Officer Greg, and it's just easy to back off a little, and then you're not really drilling. In this, you can, you know, grasp it much better. Okay, remember I said you could probably freehand these because of that dimple right there. Come on, there we go. Right there. Oh. Well, that's what I've started doing because it is much faster. I took the drill bit and adjusted it where, you know, once I bottom out, it doesn't penetrate that second layer. So, come on, can I do this in frame? This one is got a nipple, and it's got an outie instead of an innie. All right, now we go. Just done. And then, you know, I trimmed by hand. Well, what I found is it's more accurate and straighter to do it like this. Just roll it, and it follows it much better. You don't get nearly as much of the waviness, and, you know, you do freehand. Yeah, that one's not perfect, but boy, it's a whole lot better than I was doing freehand. Here. Yeah. Wrong implement of destruction. Done. Now notice that, like Thor's X should point it out, the screw will just barely penetrate that. Whether that's good, bad, or indifferent, I'm not sure myself. I'm not as experienced as a lot of other people out there. So, yeah, hopefully, obturation here will do all the work and make it all good. Find out. If not, well, lower pressures, right? Yeah, poor performance. Now all I need is some good load data. I'm guessing the weight of these Lyman 525 data would be a good starting point, because range scrap, they drop at 535 grains. And fully assembled, they're right at 580. So, right in between the, what is it? 1 8 and 1 3/8, or 1 1/4, 1 3/8 data, right? As far as shot. Yeah, right in between 1 1/4 and 1 3/8, which is 547 and 601, 580. So probably go with the 601 data if I go, using stuff like that, just so there's, a little less pressure. Suggestions on that? I'm thinking we should kind of, what people find out, kind of log on Reloaders Network or something, I noticed Long Shot and Blue Dot seem to be what come up most. Like in Cast Bullets, different places seem to be the favorites, but is it because that's what people have, or because that's what works? Good question. Of course, I have neither of those. I've got oddities mostly, and some Hodgson, but I might have to invest in some Long Shot. But right now, I can't be like Tough Later Mouse and just, throw 30 grains of Long Shot behind everything. I swear that guy puts 30 grains of Long Shot behind every stinking load. Know how he does it. Maybe somebody can explain that to me. But yeah, these should be fun. Yeah, I'm just starting to do them in mass here, drill them, then trimming them and set them aside so I can just make armloads of them. Then proceed to try not to blow my face off. Psycho. I don't want to trim my wad. I want to keep my column height. Well, got you covered. All you need is a little cork. Go on eBay, buy a sheet of the stuff, get you a 15 mil hollow punch. All right, I've drilled this. The only difference is, slide that in, drop that in, same screw, done. Now, I've got some 1/4 inch, but it's too thick. These screws are too short. So, 1/8 inch will get you by. So, yeah, this is 3/32. So, 1/4 inch give you just a little more. Give me a second, I'll get you measurement differences. Whoa, let me zoom this out because it's messing with my head. Got about 1435 with the trimmed wad. Slipping off. Yeah. And with the cork, 1515. So you maintain a little bit, get a little cushion you'll probably never notice, and you know, don't have to trim them. Little more column height, but still, I mean, not a big difference. Chances are, want to shorten your hull and roll crimp. That would be probably the best way to do these. But anyway, I figured I would throw that option in, and you know, because why not, right? All right. Well, I'll let you go with that and roll this in. Make the video a little bit longer. All right. God bless. See ya.